Hi guys, it's Dakota. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Um, I feel like I've been away for a long time. I looked and I was like, wow, it's been, the last time I posted was 3 weeks ago. So it has been a long time. I try to post every other week, if not every week. But yeah, I totally, last week, whatever, I busy, I was, who knows, I just wasn't into it and I didn't do a video last week, obviously. So here I am. Pardon me. And as you can see, I'm out in the witch cottage and it was 45 this morning. And I normally, if you've watched me, you know that I am a summer person. I don't like the chill at all. I don't like the cold. And so I've been giving my videos, pardon me, my allergies. And see, I think it's because the witch cottage is out in the woods, literally. I mean, like literally the woods are right there, like right there. And I think it's just all the dust and the molds and stuff like that. Anyway, I did take my allergy meds, but hasn't kicked in apparently. So anyway, yeah, so I just wasn't really like feeling up to it, or I don't know, my energy was all screwy. So I ended up not doing a video last week. So here I am. I I'm not going to go into the whys I'm doing this little, this is show and tell, so I'm going to show you. I'm not going to go really into the deep details about it. And the reason why is because tomorrow night I have a class, and part of the class is going to involve this. So if you are watching this and you're coming to the class tomorrow, which by the way, if you have not signed up for the class, it is sold out. No more seats. Nobody, it's sold out. But if you plan on, if you're coming, if you've already signed up for for the class tomorrow night, um, part of this will make sense after you take the class. So I don't want to give up too much information. Okay, so but it does have to do with kind of what's happening tomorrow, sort of. But you'll see. You'll see. All right. Excuse me. Hang on. Okay, sorry. Um, if you keep seeing this little flash that's going on over here in this area, see it? I hope you can see that. I have a little tiny cottage window here that's really adorable. And, but right outside on my porch here at the witch cottage, I have this spirally, glittery vinyl, hanger thing that you hang outside. And, it's just spinning and spinning, and I didn't know it did that, and it's making these like little flashes. So, okay. So, there's a lot of reasons why I'm doing this today. And, but I really don't want to go into a whole lot of detail because of the class tomorrow. So, I could have waited and done this next week, but then you'd be like, oh, what's happened to her? Well, what happened to her? She's not doing videos anymore. So, I have something going on. Um, Not with me, like with me. I mean, something that I am working on. That was better. Something that I'm working on. And as you know, and as I said, I do these years off have been really, really good for me because I've been able to really focus again back on myself and my practice, which is really important to me. I think you get to a point, or at least I do, I get to a point where if I'm studying something and now I'm done studying that book, or I've read that book, I'm done, or I've taken that course, I'm done. I work it a little bit and then I'm like, okay, what's next? There's got to be more to it than this. And so I continue to want to learn and to grow and all of that. So, yeah, and so having this time off where I have, these years off, years, where I have a year off from teaching the 101 course, I'm able to work on my own self. And I put together, I'm able to work on and focus on classes and things like that that I want to do for the following year, which I've been working on this year. Now, this year we have done the monthly classes, and they've been great. I have just, I hope some of you are watching. I have the best group that has been coming to the monthly classes. And we might, like every once in a while, we'll get someone new, and usually they tend to stay. Sometimes they don't. But my regulars that attend the classes, they're just really delightful. I love you guys. Very interactive, very, talkative. They ask questions, we work on things together, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. I really like it. So if you are one of our customers and you haven't been to the class, go ahead and attend one of the classes and meet. And the other thing about the classes is it's really, if you have family, friends, etc., where you can't really talk about your spiritual stuff, because we all kind of get that, right? This is a great, the class is a great place because, hey, we talk about everything. We talk about everything. No, so nothing you do would probably surprise any of us. So it's a really great class. All right. So, like I said, what I'm doing this tonight. So tonight it's today right now, but tonight is a dark moon, and I do a lot of my work on the dark moon. um, it's a long story, and I'm going to save it because tomorrow night I have class and they're going to get some of that information. So I don't want to give up all that information today in the video, but I was just going to show you this. So like I said, I have something going on. This is probably not making any sense. I don't have any script. I didn't write anything down. So I hope that you're following along. All right. So I have some things that I have been working on personally, and I just want to make sure that that clarity and that focus stays exactly where I need it to be. I get distracted very easily. I'm a Gemini. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm sure some of you are probably going, oh, yeah, she is. I am. I am distracted very easily, and that is why when I teach any of my classes, I mean, I literally pretty much am reading what I've written, and even then I go off track. It's very hard for me to stay focused. So what I'm working on, I really need to make sure that I have clarity and that I have focus on this upcoming stuff that is going to be happening for me. And yeah, and I'm super excited about it. So I decided that since it's a dark moon, and like I said, this is when I work. I work my best in the dark moon. I do work full, I work all the moons. I work all the phases. I work all the phases. So, which is another subject coming up in one of my monthly classes. So be ready for that one. All right. So anyway, I'm going to move the camera down here so that I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay. So hold on, put you on pause, and then I'm going to come right back. Okay. So this is my slate, piece of slate, which I highly recommend slate. If you are able to get your hands on a piece of slate and do your work on that slate, it is amazing energy. This came off of this came from Florida. I'm in North Carolina. This came from Florida, and a contractor when they had a big hurricane down there. And this is actually a roof tile. It's got, I don't know if you can see, but it's got holes in it where it was, you know, screwed into the roof, and they're slate tiles, but they blew off, and they brought some of the ones that didn't crack and break back with them, and I got a few of them. I sold some of them at my store. I wish I would have kept them. But the energy when I'm working, so like I don't, well, sometimes I do leave my spell work on the slate, but I mean just the working. And I always have it sitting right here. Even if I'm doing a video that I'm not doing any work, I have the slate right here. It's amazing, amazing energy. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I love it. All right, so what I have here is a piece of candle wax, or beeswax. I'm sorry, candle wax. It is candle wax. Purple, because I am, I don't know if I said this already, but I work with ancestors, and I don't mean just my blood DNA ancestors. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but ancestors. Work with the ancestors and spirit guides, etc. And I'm using purple for the purpose of this communication that I am looking for, as far as the clarity and the focus. Using purple because for me, purple has a lot to do with spirit. It's sort of that color of spirit to me. I use purple on third eye chakra. It's just a great color for me when I'm working any kind of communication with spirit or with ancestors, that sort of thing, divination, all of that. So I chose the purple beeswax for this. I do like to work with beeswax, but I do work with, of course I don't have any right here. Oh, I do. I do work with just your basic, you know, chime little 4-inch candles. This one, the reason it's melted right there, I use these as my, I call it my personal candle or my working candle. Usually I call it my working candle. So I will light this first, which has, I don't consecrate it, I don't do anything. I light it, and this is what I would light my other candles with on the altar, or you know, your quarter candles and stuff like that. I'll usually light it with this candle. So anyway, so I do work with other candles, and but I do, the beeswax candles for me are really, really special. So when I use them, it's a really special intention that I have going on. All right. So I have my purple wax, and then I have my wick, just a cotton cord wick. And I'm just going to put that right here, because this is where you're just going to line it up where your bottom would be of your candle. Beeswax is pretty sticky, so I'm just going to stick it as close to the edge as possible. And I want it to stick. I'm just going to stick it like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to anoint this with, or dress it basically with ancestor oil. This is ancestor. And I don't want to use a lot. The reason why, and I am anointing, I am dressing the inside of this candle. So this rolls up and makes a candle, right? Which I'm going to show you. but I am dressing basically the inside of my candle. These burn big, huge flames. I'm going to say almost uncontained. It's very big. They don't burn like evenly. It's a big flame. So please, 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 disclaimer, if you are going to do any of this, make sure that you have an area that you can place this candle in. You cannot just put it in a candle holder. It can be very dangerous if you do that, you know, for fire reasons. I usually use my silver platter, which I know you've seen, or I use a fairly decent sized cauldron. It's probably about that big around. It's right over there, but I don't want to get it. About this tall. I'll get it. Hold on. This is the size of it. Because that way it's tall. So when the candle sits in there, it's deep enough that this is a little witch broom pin. It's deep enough that it will hold the candle. So the candle won't be way inside there until it starts to melt down. But it's a lot safer than trying to put this on a candle holder. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. All right. So what I'm going to do is, and I dress the insides as opposed to the outside of my beeswax. However, there is something else that I do to the beeswax, which I'll show you here in just a minute. So when I dress my candle with the oil on these, all I do is I'll drip a couple of drops, like 3 or 4 drops. And I don't want it to be doused with a bunch of oil because oils are flammable. And the candle itself is going to, when you have the combination of the oils and the herbs, it gets really, really crazy. So, all right, I was checking something, sorry. All right, so here it goes. I'm going to go, there we go. I got 4 drops out of it. I'm not going to rub it in or anything. I just put the drops in there. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. 5 drops it looks like. Yep. All right. Now, here is the fun part. I am using wormwood and mugwort. This is wormwood and mugwort. They are both good for divination. They're good for communication, psychic abilities, that sort of thing. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a pinch and I am going to put a line of wormwood. You don't need a lot. In fact, that's a lot that I just put on there. I'm going to put a pinch of mugwort on top of that. This is on the inside. Okay. I don't want to put too much because it is highly flammable, like I said. I'll put it right there. Woo. All right. I have just a straight line, right? I'm going to go back to my wormwood. I'm going to take a pinch and I'm going to make like this little L shape right here with the wormwood. And then I'm going to take the mugwort and I'm going to put another line right above it. Okay, I know it doesn't look good, it's all right. Going to take the wormwood, just a pinch. You can grind this up if you want. Oops, that piece is too big. And I'm making like a little loop at the top of this and adding a pinch of the mugwort as well. On that loop. Now, let me just make this a little bit straighter here. This is just a little shish kebab. You know I like to say that word. I just kind of wanted to get some of these loose herbs. Okay. Now, look. See if you can see what this is. Does that look like a key? That's right. It's a key. So this being the opening of the key, the arm of the key right here, and then you know, like a little lock, a little the tongue of the key. So this is the part here that would go into your lock, and then you have your arm, and then you've got your little holder up here. So this is a key. Now you can draw any sigil you want. It can be a sigil, it could be a rune, it could be it could be just a letter, it could be a name or two initials, depending on what it is that you're doing. So I have my ancestor oil, I've got my purple, which is what I'm using for this particular spell work, this particular divination, which has to do with communication, psychic abilities, working with the spirits, ancestors, etc. And I've anointed it with the, dressed it with the ancestor oil, and I have made, to the best of my ability, it's not great. Like I said, I should have crushed these, but it's really, really hard to grind mugwort, especially. Mugwort sometimes has kind of got like this fuzzy stuff to it, which is what this has, so it was kind of hard to lay out. But you can grind it if you want, that it doesn't matter either way. And now and that's it. I have that, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roll my wax. I'm going to just wrap it around that cord, I'm sorry, the wick. And then I'm just going to continue to roll it, making sure that it's, you know, as even as possible. And I'm kind of pushing down on it as well. Make sure your wick doesn't lose its place. And I'm rolling those herbs. It's getting off balance here. I'm rolling those herbs, my key, right up into this. You might have to make a couple adjustments with your wax. And in the meantime, I'm sort of, squishing that bottom part a little bit, making sure that my wick doesn't get buried, kind of pushing that down a little bit. And all I've done is just wrapped it up, rolled it up, and making sure that I stay somewhat even. All right, but I'm going to kind of push this in, compress it a little bit here at the top, making sure that my side where it comes together is pressed down. Now I made a video, and sometimes I'll put 3 drops of honey sort of as an offering, but I'm not doing it on this one. Show you in a minute. Okay, so it's pressed on the bottom, stuck pretty well along its seam, and the top is sort of, pushed in a little bit. Now, beeswax is kind of, it's not sticky, but it's waxy. So what I'm going to do before I light this, which I'm not going to light it now because I want to wait until tonight with the moon, and probably what I'm going to do, in fact, let me do it now. I'm going to anoint the wick with Ancestor also. I want the wick to be dressed as well. I keep saying anointed. Same thing, kind of. So tonight, what I'm going to do is, and in fact, since I'm probably going to be indoors, upstairs in my devotion room, I'm probably going to take this cauldron upstairs with me, and I'm going to place first I'm going to, so this is what I'm going to do right before I get ready. I'm going to state my intention. This is what I will tell you. The key to what I want to do, the key to this whole divination, the key to this video is within. Do you understand? It's within here. It's inside the candle. The key is inside the candle, as well as the herbs. The herbs are the key. The intention is the key, actually. But that's what I'm saying. I drew my intention, not my intention so much, but it's the key to what I'm trying to do. It's in there, as well as the ancestor oil. Then I'm going to take this upstairs in my devotion room tonight during the dark moon. I'm going to sprinkle this. I'm not going to roll it. I think I'm going to sprinkle it with cinnamon, ground ginger, yeah, cinnamon, ground ginger, something else, can't think of right off the top of my head. But those, quick. I'm looking to get this going as soon as possible. So I'm adding a little bit of ooh-ha to it, okay? And I'm just going to sprinkle it with cinnamon. And in fact, I might go ahead and put this in my cauldron. See how low that sits? I'm not going to put it in there right now because there's some ash on the bottom and I really don't want to do that. I will put sand in the bottom of this because this is going to melt all over the place. This is going to melt all over the place with a big wide flame. I'm going to put sand in the bottom of this to make it a lot easier for me to clean out once this is melted down. But you can see that this fits like all the way down, so I don't really have to worry too much about the flame. But I'm going to be there anyway to make sure. Make sure that you have something. I have a pan, like a little tin pie pan, that I keep that when I'm doing stuff like this, because if this gets out of control and like there's a big huge flame, you just put the pan over it and you have to extinguish the flame. Or you can do it with sand, but I've done that one time and it splashed everywhere, so that wasn't good either. So I'm going to put sand in the bottom. I'm going to put this into the sand. I'm going to then sprinkle this from the top with cinnamon because I want to get this moving. I'm going to state my intention, what I need that key to do. The key to the answer is within this. And I put that in there. I'm going to light it. I'm going to see it because I'm going to sit with it for a minute. And as I sit with it, I've already stated what I want. And as I sit with it, I'm now going to see the end result. I'm going to see it. Like I'm going to see it. As if it were handed to me on a silver platter, which it is not going to be. But I'm going to see it. I want to see the end result. And that's what I'm going to do. So, this is beeswax. Once it's done, once it is done, if there is any wick left, I will toss that, even though this is 100% cotton. I don't know. I feel like creatures and things can get caught up in it, but this is beeswax and it's going to be sand. I will probably just dispose of that outdoors because it's safe. But anything that is not environmentally friendly, I will dispose of that. But this so far, everything here is environmentally friendly. The oil will burn away and the herbs will burn away and I'll be left with just the wax. Okay, so that's going in there. So that is it. That is the key. That is the key to this video. So you can take your wax and you can actually, like I said, draw out your intention, your wish, whatever it is that you have going on. Maybe you have, a date that you want to put in there. It can be anything. Choose the appropriate herb, the herb that corresponds with your intention, your desire, your dream, your wish, whatever it is. Choose the herb or herbs. You can use different herbs. And draw it on the inside of your wax. This is beeswax now. Roll it up. Seal it as you're rolling it up. Seal it. Get it? You're sealing. I sealed that key. I sealed it in there. And then that's what I'm going to do tonight. The only thing I'm adding to it is just a little bit of cinnamon. I'm going to take like probably 3 pinches because I work in threes. So I'm probably going to just put like 3 pinches. If this is sitting, I'll probably already put it in the sand. In the sand. And then I'll probably just take 3 pinches of cinnamon or 1, 2, 3. I have it in a shaker, so I might just go 1, 2, 3. It's already going to be in its sand. 3 shakes or 3 pinches. I'm going to say my intention. I'm going to light it. And then I'm going to see the end result. I'm going to see the end result. So that's what I'm going to do on a dark moon. And there's some other things that go along with that. But I can't say it tonight because I don't want my class they're going to hear it tomorrow. So, all right, so that's what I'm going to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. I hope you learned something new, new idea, to try. My ways are not law, obviously. Um, Create your own, and yeah, have fun with it. Magic can be fun, but it can be very serious. This is a very not serious in that respect, but this is something that I want, and I am taking the steps to get that. So I'm unlocking that. That's what I'm doing. I'm unlocking that vision. All right, that is all I have. I don't know when I'll be hopefully. I would love to hear what you think. How did this sound to you? Is it something you might try? Um, Leave some feedback. I learn from you. I like to know what people think, and how you might change that, or that sort of thing. All right. So leave me a comment, subscribe if you like it. Like I said, I don't get any sponsors. I don't get paid. I just do this because I like to. It's fun. Um, and that's it. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed it. Happy Dark Moon. And I should be back in another week or two with something new. All right. Maybe I'll let you know how the class goes. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Take care. Be kind. Love you.